go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew, Dynasty, the Doc. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great.
Excellent.
Good to hear. Right before we jump into today's episode, just want to pass along, if you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. We got over 600 leagues, never folded a single one. Also posting orphan teams daily. Previous owners paid your deposit, so you get in for half price. With that said, let's jump into this show. The NFL draft happened. I got some of you guys to jump on this rookie podcast draft with us. We did the first 3 rounds of a rookie draft. I'm going to jump right into this. Doc, you had the first pick. You went Jamar Chase.
Absolutely.
You did leave a comment in here, so now the floor is all yours to tell us why you went Jamar Chase at 1.
Right, and if you want any of my thoughts on Jamar Chase, more extended, feel free to go back to the videos that Alec and I have done in the past talking about him. Basically, I think Jamar Chase is in the perfect situation for him. I think he's the best receiver in this draft, and I have thought that for the last couple of years, really. I just think the talent is too great. He'll have that connection with Burrow from the get-go. I love that aspect of it. And even though there's only a few of those elite running backs, I got to go with my guy.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is my 101, so I love the pick.
Yeah, and I'm actually with you guys. I think if you're not going Pitts, I'd go Chase. And I just want to say it again, man. Go look at the picture of Joe Burrow's knee. I mean, he's got a scar this long, and they still went out and grabbed a wide receiver. I mean, over the offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Guys thought they might take.
Yeah, that's a Burrow pick. They're like, hey, sorry about it.
And the reunion, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy could be a stud for the next 10 years, even longer. It's going to be fun.
You heard him. He wants to go break every record.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Burrow's going to make sure he gets every opportunity, too, so I like that.
That's what I like about it, too. I feel like Burrow's, responsible for Chase, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. Next trade, the next pick, Swami went with Najee Harris. I just looking at his comments. One thing I did want to pass along. He said he might be older, but it'll take him for at least the next 7 to 9 years. I think it's like 23, 24. 7's going to be tops. 9's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll just pass that along. These guys, Najee's a little older than your typical rookie.
Yeah, so definitely older for a rookie, and we know these running backs don't have as long of a life as we'd like. But all that being said, I think he's going to, he's walking into a situation where, the offensive line's not the same as when Le'Veon was there, but he's got a very Le'Veon-like skill set. I like the fit a lot. The offensive line probably improve over the next couple of years as well. So for the next 4 years, I really like it. And really, anytime you're talking about running backs in Dynasty football, it's really a 4-year window. I don't care who they are. That's what you're hoping for. So, I like Najee, but I'm thinking more 4 years, not 7 to 9.
Right.
But
7 to 9 is definitely wishful thinking, but he's going to get peppered with touches, especially in the first few years. So I like that, and like I kind of alluded to, I think if I didn't love Chase so much, I would maybe take Najee Harris at the 1.1 just because there is only a couple of other running backs that are considered like elite starter level running backs.
Yeah, I'll say this: Najee Harris, my rookie of the year. When I look up and down this list, clearest road to playing time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be the best rookie this year in fantasy football.
I agree.
Yeah,
honestly,
I
I
agree
wouldn't
with
be
that.
surprised at all.
Agreed.
All right, and then the third pick, Travis Etienne. Chris Ballard points out, give him a running back with 4.41 speed and the receiving ability. The attributes off the charts for this guy. Your guys' thoughts on Etienne at 3?
I like the pick. I think it's probably the right pick, especially with Najee gone. Ballard knows his stuff. We know this. So I agree. The speed, the receiving ability, it is probably going to take a little bit of time. It's never going to be that easy with the Jaguars. And it seems like James Robinson's going to hold on for dear life for at least some time. But with Etienne, I feel good about his ability to develop into a legit star in fantasy. It might not be right away, but it'll happen soon enough. So I like the pick.
Yeah, and right before you go, one interesting thing about that, you pointed out, a lot of you guys know Ballard, Night Owls. If you ask me, probably one of the top Dynasty players in the world. Interesting that he took Etienne over Pitts at 4.
Yeah.
So Etienne was one of those guys where, I liked him in college, but didn't necessarily love him. I was a little worried at where he would land, because there were a few teams I just didn't see as a great fit. Because I do question his lateral agility and some stuff like that. But I mean, this guy's a home run hitter. I actually like the fit in Jacksonville a lot. Although James Robinson's there, I think he's going to have a decent sized role as a rookie, and it's only going to grow. I know I said it before, but I kind of like them to be a little bit of a Mark Ingram and Kamara tandem like we saw Kamara's rookie year. So I think, yeah, it's wheels up for ETN in Jacksonville. I'm excited for it. I think 1.3 is a good spot for him. And long term, him and Najee, I mean, I might even go ETN over Najee. I don't know. I definitely did not feel that way pre-NFL draft, but I really do like the Jacksonville landing spot. Pairing him up again with Trevor Lawrence and an offense that's going to be spread out. There's going to be wide running lanes. They're going to still try and run early and often and get him involved in the passing game too. So.
Yeah, and one interesting thing too, I was talking to John Beast today. He went in all of our leagues and tried to get James Robinson for a second and couldn't, which I thought would be a little interesting. Yeah. All right, next pick, Kyle Pitts at the 4. Floor's all yours.
I mean, there's not a lot to say. He's probably the most talented player in the draft. I mean, he's an elite talent and probably the best tight end prospect we've ever seen in our life. All that being said, good landing spot to a good quarterback that's known to use tight ends. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it at 1.4, especially when we've made the case for it at 1.1. So I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, and we don't really have to say Pitts. We've talked about him a ton. I do think this will probably be the 1, 2, 3, 4 in most drafts.
I was gonna say, these are my top 4.
Yeah, having said that,
really good about
the
these
5 pick, Javonte Williams, probably the biggest threat to slide into those top 4. You guys agree with that?
Yeah, probably. I would say probably, yeah. Especially, with who knows what happens with Melvin Gordon. And I tell you what, if they were to trade for Aaron Rodgers, his value would even get higher because, I think a lot of people would liken the relationship with Rodgers and Aaron Jones to what could be possible with Javonte Williams. Even without that, though, I think he's going to push Gordon out. It might be kind of similar to like the J.K. Dobbins from a year ago, where it might take a while because there's a vet there that's going to play. It wasn't really even that way for Dobbins. Ingram kind of got pushed out pretty quick. But it might take a while to carve out a true starter role and get starter touches. But, yeah, it's a great fit. I love him as a player. And, yeah, to get him at 1.5 is great value.
Yeah, good stuff. They're going to move on here. And we'll touch on the 6, 7, 8, I guess. And I had took a look in, some of the other drafts, and this 6, 7, 8, it did happen in quite a few of them. So we got Waddle at the 6, Devontae Smith at the 7, Rashad Bateman at the 8. Is that the correct order for these 3 to you guys?
I think it's open for a lot of opinion, and just kind of preference. I don't know. All their landing spots are different. All their skill sets are different, obviously. I'll step in since I had the 8th pick and just kind of make a small case for Bateman. And again, I don't love the Bateman landing spot in Jacksonville, in Baltimore. And this is a team that's basically first in the league in rushing attempts a game, last in pass attempts. They've got a quarterback who runs a lot and is not super accurate, Lamar Jackson. But I said it a lot before the draft. Rashad Bateman just seemed like maybe the safest wide receiver prospect overall to me. This is, the same things we were talking about. A.J. Brown, the year he came out. Who was the other example I threw out? A.J. Brown, just in terms of safe receivers.
I can't remember now.
I can't remember either.
But I remember.
Who was last year's stud receiver? Oh, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson was like my safest receiver last year. So before the landing spots happened, I looked at Rashad Bateman as just like the safest thing. He lands in Baltimore, which I don't love. But I remember when A.J. Brown landed in Tennessee, and I was like, oh, that's a run-first offense with Mariota and Tannehill at quarterback. This dude's never going to produce. And now A.J. Brown, top 5 dynasty receiver without a doubt. When Stephon Diggs got traded to Buffalo, I thought, oh, Josh Allen's too inaccurate. This is going to be the end of Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs goes and balls out. So with all that being said, I still think mid to late, really late first is where I feel comfortable taking Bateman. But I feel more comfortable with him than Devontae Smith, just because of just size and longevity. And let's not forget, Devontae Smith is tied to Jalen Hurts, who I don't think is much better of a passer, and it's going to be a similar type of offense. So, yeah, I think Rashad Bateman over Devontae Smith, I think I would do it, but don't love the landing spot.
Yeah. And then one question for you, Doc. I had seen
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah,
I'd read the last thing he wrote there. It was like, I hate comparing, but he's the closest to Tyreek Hill that we have seen in years. Is that true?
I honestly think he's more similar to Odell, like prime Odell. But I mean, it's similar speed, great route running ability. I feel like Jalen Waddle. The only thing that's knocking him is his situation, because I think, had he gone to a place like, say, for instance, a Cincinnati where Joe Burrow was throwing him the ball, I think a lot of people are down on Tua, so I think that puts them down on Waddle. But I agree with everything Tony Sarah said, though. Speed, the route running, all that is spot on true. And, if Tua is able to take a big jump in year 2, I think Waddle's going to be a steal at 1.6.
All right, good stuff. Going to move on to the 9 pick here, Terrace Marshall in Carolina. Your guys' thoughts? Is that about the right spot for him in the draft?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little high, but no, I mean, he's the guy with a lot of upside. I don't think any of us expect Robbie Anderson to be there long. I think his contract's up after this year, and very similar skill set, if not better than, I think definitely more potential than Robbie Anderson.
Right.
So yeah, I like the pick a lot. I like the potential duo long-term of DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall. I like it.
Yeah, this is kind of the territory where you start getting into guys that might play a little bit but won't be like a legit starter. Despite that, I really like Marshall as a player, and long term, he's going to be in a great spot.
Yeah, interesting. I thought Cam Newton's uncle pointing out that LSU's been producing high-level wide receivers lately.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
All right, and then my personal favorite pick of the draft, outside of the top, 3-4 guys. This pick actually had me going out trying to get the 10 pick in our leagues. Trevor Lawrence at 10. I love it there. I don't know about you guys. Just the possibility of locking up that position for the next 15 years. I think really interesting. Lawrence at 10. Well, let's just do Lawrence at 10, Fields at 11. I assume you guys would both rather have Lawrence. Are you shocked at all to see Fields at 11?
No, because I think, you're getting a starting quarterback who, again, it didn't end up being that way, but these guys were 1 and 2 their entire high school and college careers. Some things happened that bumped Fields down, whatever that was, but, talent-wise and situation-wise, pretty good for both of them. And honestly, that's what makes, you talk about trading up for 10, that's what makes like the 7, 8, 9 spot so interesting too, because guys like Lawrence or even Fields could get drafted even higher.
Right.
If someone needs a starting quarterback right off the rip. So it makes this draft kind of interesting, because some of the guys like Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith could even drop down to like 10 or 11 just because of quarterbacks going ahead of them.
Yeah, I was sitting at the 8th pick, and I thought Lawrence was probably the smartest play, but I knew we'd get to talk about on the show. I just want to make a case for Bateman, so I took Bateman. Lawrence at 10, I think, is incredible value. This is a guy for the past 3 years now. It's been a generational prospect. Everybody's had him penciled in the 1.1 forever, and now it's finally happening. He's going to slide down to pick 10 in rookie drafts. I think that's great value.
Yeah, me too. And then real quick, last question here. The 12 pick, Trey Lance. I've seen a lot of mocks and a lot of rankings that got Lance ahead of Fields.
Yeah.
I've even seen people make the case to take Lance, over Lawrence, which I think is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
In that offense, San Francisco.
Yeah.
You guys like Fields at 11, or would you have taken Lance there?
I like Lance better overall. I get why you would take Fields ahead of Lance, just because, he's probably going to see the field before Lance at where we are right now. But, I can't really disagree with either pick. I think both of these guys are going to be studs. I like Lance a little better, though, like you said, just because of Shanahan. I think that's the difference maker. Meth Monkeys, who made the pick, made that clear, too. That quarterback in that offense with that coach, that makes it worth the 1.12, even if he doesn't start. And I agree.
Yeah, I like Lance more than Fields as well. Fields is a great prospect, but Lance, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, a little more arm talent, if you ask me. Got picked earlier with a better coach and better pieces around him, I think, with Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. The weaponry is definitely there for Trey Lance. And Fields has some weapons too, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I like Lance over Fields.
Yeah, and last question on this show, because I can't recall. 3 quarterbacks in the first round of a rookie draft.
Crazy.
Seems crazy. I can't recall ever seeing that before.
Yeah, that is weird.
And honestly, I think that's kind of what pushed Lawrence down is the fact that we feel really good about Lance and Fields and Zach Wilson too, for that matter. Where in the past, the Kyler Murray year where we saw him going, top 5 a lot in rookie drafts,
That was it.
he was the only one. So,
Unless he wanted to invest in Danny Dimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
which might pay off this year.
Yeah.
I think looking at this too, even more reason to go out and like try to get rid of a guy like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Or these like fringe quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, the influx of talent at quarterback
It's
pretty
real.
insane this year.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition, first round rookie mock draft. Thanks all you guys who participated. If you're watching, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, come be a part of the Masters family. Love to have you. Just a quick heads up, we're running redraft leagues every Sunday, and then starting Wednesdays as well towards the end of this month. June 1st, we run them every single day all the way till kickoff. Look for our play fantasy football, mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com. That's all I got. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.